The former governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie, who joins us now on the phone. Mr. Christie, this news just coming in. What is your response to some of these Republicans who are saying that they want to challenge this in court, some even calling for the president to step down immediately from office?
Well, look, I think the first thing is when you look at the legal challenges, I've looked at this across the country over a number of years. And what you find that courts will generally do is if they believe that voters would be left with no choice in a particular election, they always err on the side of giving the voters a choice and allowing the voters to make the decision. And I've seen that in statewide races, and this is essentially the decision, a decision by a court in any state about whether or not all the people of their state are going to have a choice for president of the United States. So while I will not be at all surprised to see the Republican infrastructure of the Trump campaign file these lawsuits, I'm skeptical that any of them will have any success in precluding whoever the Democratic nominee is from the ballot. Remember, too, Rachel, that no one's been nominated yet by the Democrats. It's not like the nominee has withdrawn. He's not been nominated, and he wouldn't be officially nominated until the convention votes a majority of the delegates to him. So I think that's something that will help whoever winds up replacing Joe Biden in terms of any of these state challenges.
Mr. Christie, this has been an unprecedented election cycle, to say the least. You have on one end the former president of the United States who had been indicted, who is now running as a convicted felon. On the other end of this, you have Democrats now dealing with the president of the United States withdrawing from the race. We are just about 100 days out until the November election. President Biden making it clear that he endorses his own vice president, Kamala Harris. As much as we can focus on the challenges also for Democrats, Republicans also now are going to have a new challenger that they're going to be facing off with in just about 100 days. How much of a big of a challenge is that for them as well?
Yeah, Rachel, look, it fundamentally changes the race. Now, what none of us yet know is how. But clearly it fundamentally changes the race. The focus of this race right now was going to be two things. Donald Trump's legal challenges and problems, and what does that mean potentially for a second Trump term, and Joe Biden's age and declining capability. Well, point two is now out. People in the media, people in the Republican Party will attempt to continue to make Joe Biden's declining capability an issue, but he's not the candidate anymore. And so, it fundamentally changes the race. But here's the thing. We need to know who the candidate's going to be, and then we have to see how they're going to perform. And that's what's going to happen here is a reset. Folks will get a chance to look at the new candidate, if it's Vice President Harris or whoever it is. And that person is going to have to make a very, very good first impression. Because if they make a bad first impression, this race could well be over. So people are going to be watching. It's going to make the race very different and fundamentally change it. But we don't know in what direction.
Governor Christie, thank you.